What up, everybody? NeroTheHero here, and today I wanted to just do a little rambling about, well, you. Yeah, I wanted to talk about you because there's some of you out there that want to get into YouTube, some of you out there that want to get into podcasting, voice acting, anything related to recording your sweet, delicious little voice. So a couple of people, well, actually one thing that I hear a lot of people say is that they get really self-conscious when they go to actually record something. And that's just something that, that really resonates with me because that is something I used to go through quite often myself. And I came up with a couple of little tricks to kind of combat that. I'm not saying that these are like end all be all 100% remedies for your nervousness and or self-consciousness, but they couldn't hurt to try if you haven't tried anything else. So let's get right into them. One nice little trick that I like to use is to just kind of have a throwaway kind of recording session. So what I mean by that is you just literally just get on the microphone, hit record, start recording, start talking, and have no intention of using that take. Use that take to kind of get used to what you're going to say, kind of plan it out in your head, kind of get the bullet points in your head so you're not, constantly looking or having to pause to look at your notes that you had written down. That's one thing that I like to do that really, really helps. Another thing that I like to do is to monitor my recording. So basically what that means is that I have my microphone feed going in through my headphones. So I can basically hear myself when I'm recording. So some of you out there might be screaming and yelling and jumping up and down, like, no, that's terrible. I hate the way my voice sounds. I can't do that. I would rather not do that. Well, I don't blame you, first of all, because I used to feel the same way. I really wanted to get into voice acting. I really wanted to start recording my voice and doing stuff like that, but I just couldn't get past the fact that I just hated the sound of my voice. But remember one very important thing, and that is you are your own harshest critic. Why are you your own harshest critic? I don't really know, but it's time to stop, so I'm just kidding, kind of, but, well, not really. I know it's not that easy of a thing to overcome. Trust me, I know. But it's not easy, but it's simple. Let me explain. Let me break it down for you guys a little bit. One of the methods that I used to get over my sort of disdain for the sound of my own voice was repetition. So what that means is I actually just did a quick little recording session, kind of got it to how I thought I wanted it to sound, and then I would just listen to it. I would listen to it again and again and again and again. There were two reasons for this. One, the main reason was to get over how my voice sounds. There's not a ton you can do about how your voice sounds. I mean, for the most part, you can't really change it unless you're really good at, doing different voices and stuff like that, but that's a whole nother thing. What I mean is you're born with the vocal cords that you have, so there's not a lot you can do about that on that front. But what you can do is figure out how to work best with them. So basically just, like I said, listen to your recordings over and over and over again, and you'll eventually figure out things that you want to do to make your voice sound better to yourself or to others. And it's also really good practice for when you start getting into editing your own recordings and stuff. Another method that I had used was to listen to myself in real life. Now, some of you are probably asking, what does that mean? What do you mean you listen to yourself in real life? Basically, what it means is that I kind of just sort of more or less think out loud, either while I'm on my walk to work, or if I'm driving somewhere in the car, I'll just think out loud. And what I do a lot nowadays is I will sort of practice. If I'm planning on recording later that day, I'll sort of practice what I'm going to say so that I already kind of have a good idea in my head going in of what I want to say. So that way when I hit record, I won't kind of get like kind of mic stupefied, like that kind of helps to relieve and reduce your ums and your ahs and stuff like that as well. So that's a pretty nifty trick. I would say give that one a try, especially if this one kind of requires a bit of alone time. Otherwise, you know, if you kind of do this in a public place, like if you're in a line waiting to order your sandwich and you kind of start thinking out loud, but people think you're talking to yourself and they might think you're crazy, but hey, you know, whatever. If you don't care about that, then go for it. But otherwise, maybe just kind of do it in more of a private sort of setting. One of the last methods that I like to use, I still use when recording, is to pretend that I'm talking to somebody who it's really easy for me to speak to. Now, a lot of people, this trick also kind of works for getting in front of the camera as well. So that was another thing I kind of had issues with at first when I first started YouTubing and doing all my content creation and sort of stuff, was I had problems being in front of the camera. The biggest thing for me was just kind of looking into a lifeless sort of lens, an unblinking eye, if you will. But after so long of pretending that I was talking to somebody like a friend or a family member, now whenever I record something, I pretend that I'm talking to you guys that are listening right now. You guys are the people I made this video for, because I hear a lot of my friends say that they are really self-conscious about this sort of thing. So yeah, that's one of the things I like to do, is I pretend like I'm talking to someone I know, someone who won't judge you. Not a lot anyways. you can pretend it's someone who judges you a little, so maybe you do a little bit better, who knows, whatever works for you. The last one isn't really a method or a trick or a tip or anything like that. It's just kind of something to be mindful of. And that is that whenever it comes to your self-consciousness, as far as your performance or the way your voice sounds or anything like that, it's all just in your head. Some of us tend to take negative criticism and do very, very interesting things with it. Some of us multiply it and others of us amplify it. You know, what I mean by that is when I say multiply, you take a piece of negative criticism and you repeat it over and over again in your head, hundreds and hundreds of times, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, until it drives you insane. That's not a good thing to do. You need to stop that really soon. And the other thing is that you amplify it. So you kind of take a piece of negative criticism and you blow it out of proportion, as it were. You know, you make it seem a little bit more negative than maybe it really was, or you take it a little bit more personally than you probably should have. Again, it's all in your head, guys. You just need to keep practicing, keep trying to get better. And whenever you want somebody to sort of critique your work, make sure it's somebody who you trust, somebody who you know is not going to just stomp all over your work and just tell you everything that you did wrong. You want somebody who's going to actually give you advice that's going to help you improve moving forward. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I just wanted to share a couple of these little tips with you. Hopefully you guys find these useful. Let me know in the comments below if you try them, and if you do try them, if they work for you or not. I would really, really like to know. Also in the comments below, let me know what it is you guys do to get over your self-consciousness or your nervousness, or whatever it is you do to get ready for your recording session. I look forward to reading your comments, and I look forward to talking to you guys in the comment section. Oh, and before I get out of here, you guys, I wanted to give a big shout out to Cryptix TV. He gifted me with Fallout New Vegas, which is the gameplay footage you're watching right now. Thanks, buddy, and I am having so much fun with this game. I've actually never played a Fallout game before, so this is my first experience with the series, and it is so much fun. I can already tell I'm gonna sink a bunch of hours into this. So anyways, thanks, buddy, thanks again, and until next time, you guys, take care of yourselves and each other, do something heroic today, and demand something better in gaming, always. This is NeroTheHero signing out. Peace!